Welcome back to Guitar Theory Modules. This is Module 74 and we're on pages 180 through 183. In the last module you learned about extended intervals. In this module you're going to learn about extended interval quality, your major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished. Before we start talking about extended interval quality, let's quickly review the intervals you've learned so far up to the octave. We've got your minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, augmented fourth, diminished fifth, which is enharmonically equivalent to the augmented fourth, your perfect fifth, augmented fifth, your minor sixth, which is enharmonically equivalent to your augmented fifth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seven, and your octave. For the rest of this module, we're going to compare extended intervals to their counterparts down the octave, so if you need to, please review modules 8 and 10. Until you can recognize them on sight, the simplest way to figure out the quality of an extended interval is to drop the highest note of that interval down an octave. The quality of the extended interval is going to be the same as its counterpart down the octave. Let's take a look at a few of these intervals so you can see what I'm talking about. C below the staff to fourth line D flat. Any kind of C to this D is going to be a ninth. To figure out the quality, we can drop that D flat down an octave, and now we have C to this D flat below the staff, which is a minor second. If this C to D flat is a minor second, when we raise that D flat an octave, this C to the upper D flat is a minor ninth. And let's look at C to fourth line D. Again, any kind of C to D is going to be a ninth. You take the upper note, that D, lower it an octave, and now we have C to this D below the staff, which is a major second. If this interval is a major second, then the interval from the C to the D an octave higher is going to be a major ninth. And let's check out this low C to the F sharp on the top line. This is going to be some sort of 11th. We take that upper note, the F sharp, lower it an octave, and now this C to this F sharp is an augmented fourth. So the C to the F sharp an octave higher is going to be an augmented 11th. And you can use this octave trick to find the quality of any extended interval. Now let's talk about labels. In non-classical styles, major and perfect intervals are referred to by number only. A minor interval is often referred to as a flat interval, even if the upper note is a natural or a sharp note. And that's because we use the major interval as our measuring stick. We compare that minor to the major. The minor is flat compared to the major. A raised interval is often referred to as a sharp interval, even if the upper note is natural or flat. So here's a list of intervals with their classical names and their non-classical names. You're going to see these intervals labeled both ways, so it's very helpful to be familiar with both naming styles. A minor second can be referred to as a flat 2 or half step. A major second can be referred to as 2 or whole step or just step. A minor third can be referred to as flat 3, and a major third is just referred to as 3. A perfect fourth is labeled just as 4, and an augmented fourth is labeled as sharp 4. Your diminished fifth is labeled flat 5, while your perfect fifth is labeled 5, and your augmented fifth is labeled sharp 5. A minor sixth can be labeled as flat 6, and your major sixth is just labeled as 6. Your minor seventh is labeled as flat 7, and your major seventh can be labeled as 7. And an octave is just an octave. Just as your minor second can be called flat 2, your minor ninth can be called flat 9, and your major ninth is usually just called a 9. Your perfect 11 is labeled as 11, and your augmented 11th is labeled as sharp 11. And then your minor 13th is labeled flat 13, and your major 13 is labeled 13. And notice that I've left out tenths and twelfths from this list. The reason for that is you will very, very rarely see tenths and twelfths in your chord symbols. On page 183, we have this extended interval quality exercise. Your job is to name these extended intervals. Make sure you include the interval quality, your major, minor, perfect, augmented, or diminished. Step 1 is to figure out the interval number, your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, or 13th. If you have problems doing that, you should review Module 73. Step 2 is to drop the highest note of the interval down an octave. Then use the dropped note to help determine the quality of the extended interval, as I showed you on page 181. And if you're rusty on your major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished intervals, review Modules 8 and 10. If you have a copy of Guitar Theory modules, you can write your answers right there in the book and check your work on page 229. If you don't have a copy of Guitar Theory modules, you may need some manuscript paper to write on. I've got some free manuscript paper you can download from my website. The link is in the description. I'm going to go over the answers now, so pause the video, write your answers, start the video, and check your work. Number 1, first space F to the A flat above the staff. This is going to be some kind of tenth. We drop the A flat down an octave, and now we have the interval of a minor third. So the extended interval is minor tenth. Number 2, D below the staff to G above the staff. This is going to be some sort of 11th. Drop that G down an octave, and we have a perfect fourth. So the extended interval is a perfect 11th. Number 3, low A to the B flat in the middle of the staff. That's going to be a ninth of some sort. Drop that B flat down an octave, and we have an interval of a minor second. So the extended interval is a minor ninth. Number 4, low G to third space C sharp. This is going to be some sort of 11th. We take the C sharp and lower it an octave, and we have an augmented fourth. So the extended interval is an augmented 11th. Number 5, low B flat to G above the staff. This is going to be some sort of 13th. We take that G and drop it an octave, and we have the interval of a major sixth. So the extended interval is going to be major 13th. Number 6, C below the staff to G on top of the staff. This is going to be some sort of 12th. We take that G, lower it an octave, and we have a perfect fifth. So the extended interval is a perfect 12th. Number 7, low B flat to third space C. This is going to be some sort of ninth. Take that C and lower it an octave. We have the interval of a major second. So the extended interval is major ninth. Number 8, D below the staff to fifth line F sharp. This is going to be some sort of tenth. Take that F sharp, lower it an octave, and we have a major third. So the extended interval is a major tenth. Number 9, second space G to the A above the staff. This is going to be a ninth. We lower the A an octave. We have a major second. So the extended interval is major ninth. Number 10, low A flat to fourth line D. This is going to be some sort of 11th. We take that D and lower it an octave, and we have an augmented fourth. So the extended interval is going to be an augmented 11th. Number 11, first line E flat to the A above the staff. This is also going to be some sort of 11th. Take that A and lower it an octave. Now we have the interval of an augmented fourth. So just like number 10, the extended interval is an augmented 11th. Number 12, B below the staff to G on top of the staff. This is going to be some sort of 13th. Take that upper G and lower it an octave, and we have the interval of a minor sixth. So the extended interval is a minor 13th. Number 13, low G to third space C sharp. This is going to be some sort of 11th. Lower the C sharp an octave, and we have the interval of an augmented fourth, so the extended interval is an augmented 11th. Number 14, low F to third space C sharp. This is going to be a 12th. Lower that C sharp an octave, and we have an augmented fifth. So the extended interval is going to be an augmented 12th. Number 15, low G to second space A flat. This is going to be some sort of ninth. Lower that A flat an octave, and we have a minor second, so the extended interval is a minor ninth. Number 16, first line E flat to fifth line F. This is going to be some sort of ninth. Take that F, lower it an octave, and we have a major second. So the extended interval is going to be major ninth. Number 17, D below the staff to fourth space E flat. This is also going to be some sort of ninth. Take that E flat, lower it an octave, and we have the interval of a minor second. So the extended interval is going to be a minor ninth. And finally, number 18, low B flat to fourth space E flat. This is going to be some sort of 11th. We take the E flat, lower it an octave, and we have a perfect fourth. So the extended interval is a perfect 11th. Your assignment for this module is to get familiar with extended interval quality. In the last few modules of this book, we're going to look at chord extensions, and for those chord extensions, the most important extended intervals are going to be ninths, 11ths, and 13ths. Don't forget to check out my book, Guitar Theory Modules. Of course, you can watch all these videos for free, but if you have a copy of Guitar Theory Modules, you'll have all this information in one place. It's going to be a lot easier to follow along. So I'll leave a link in the description. That's a lot of information to take in, so take your time with this. And then when you're ready, I'll see you in Module 75. We're going to start studying chord extensions, starting with the ninth chord.